Have you ever looked at just a huge list of data records and thought, ooh, there must be a better way, a way to update loads of them without clicking every single one?
Yeah, it's a classic problem, right? How do you handle those bulk DML operations efficiently?
Exactly. Data manipulation language on lots of records at once. Well, guess what? Today, we're diving deep into a really, quite an elegant solution, actually. It uses something pretty simple. Checkboxes.
Checkboxes inside Oracle Apex Interactive Reports, specifically.
Right. And our mission today isn't just the how-to, the technical steps, but really digging into why this method works so well, why it makes Bark updates so much more streamlined, more intuitive for the user. Okay, let's unpack this.
What's fascinating here is just how common this need is. I mean, think about it, managing customers, products, inventory.
Or employee records, like in our example today.
Exactly. Being able to quickly pick a bunch of items and do something with them, that's a huge time saver. So yeah, this deep dive, it'll show the steps, sure, but also the thinking behind it. Why this way is so good for doing mass operations quickly and, importantly, accurately, especially in Apex.
Okay, so let's lay the foundation. For this deep dive, we're using a pretty standard example, right? The emp table.
Yeah, the employee table. Good stand-in for basically any list of data you might have.
And the very first step, maybe surprisingly, is actually changing the database structure itself. We need to add a new column to that emp table. We'll just call it, say, as active. Now, why is adding this column so crucial? Why not just, update something else?
Well, if you think bigger picture, that is active column. It's basically our target, our flag. When you're doing bulk updates, you need a really clear, simple way to signal which records get changed and maybe how they get changed.
So it's like a specific on-off switch for each employee.
Precisely. It makes the whole batch operation really clear, unambiguous. If you don't have a dedicated column like this to target, what are you actually updating in bulk?
Right. It gives the DML a clear purpose.
Exactly. It's that foundation piece that lets you target the changes effectively. Without it, the whole idea kind of falls apart.
Okay, database prepped. So now the Apex side, how do we get those employees showing up in a report with checkboxes next to them?
That brings us to the SQL query. And the absolute key part here is using apexItem.checkbox.
Ah, the Apex item package.
Yeah, for anyone maybe newer to Apex, ApexItem is this built-in set of tools, functions really, that let you create form elements.
Like text boxes drop down.
And yeah, checkboxes right inside your SQL query,
Yeah.
programmatically. And the really clever bit is how apexItem.checkbox is designed. You tell it which value to associate with the checkbox, so we give it the empno, the employee number.
Ah, so when you check a box and submit the page, Apex automatically knows which employee that checkbox belongs to.
Exactly. That's the link. That's what makes a selection interactive and meaningful. It builds that foundation for choosing which records to act on.
Okay, makes sense. So, query crafted. Now we jump into the Apex App Builder interface.
You'd create a new page.
Let's call it something like employee resignations for our example.
Good name. And once you've got that blank page canvas, you just paste that SQL query we talked about, the one with apexItem.checkbox, into the report region source.
Simple enough. Paste it in, run the page, and what happens? Checkboxes appear.
Well, this raises an important point. What you might expect is checkboxes, but what you'll likely see first is just the raw HTML tag, like input type checkbox, just sitting there as text.
Oh, right. Not an actual clickable box. That can be confusing.
Totally confusing. It's a classic Apex, honestly. I remember tearing my hair out the first time I hit that one.
So what's the fix? It's usually something simple but crucial in Apex.
Right? Exactly. This is where it gets interesting. The fix is in the app builder. In the report column attributes, you find your checkbox column.
The one created by apexItem.checkbox.
Yeah, that one. And you need to find a property called escape special characters. By default, it's usually set to yes.
Which sounds safe.
It is safe, generally. It stops malicious HTML or script injection. But in this case, we generated the HTML using ApexItem, and we want the browser to render it as an actual checkbox.
So we need to tell Apex to trust this specific HTML.
Precisely. You set escape special characters to no for that column only. It's like telling Apex, hey, it's okay, I made this HTML myself, please just display it. It's a tiny setting, but absolutely vital.
Now, boom, actual checkboxes appear.
Magically, yes. ready to be clicked.
Okay, checkboxes are visible. They're linked to employee IDs. Now we need a way for the user to say, okay, do the update on the ones I check. So a button.
Yep, the next step is adding a button to the page, something like Save Changes or Update Status. You add that right there in the page designer.
And you mentioned a little CSS tweak, just for looks.
Yeah, just a nice touch. A small CSS snippet, maybe inline or in the page CSS section to resize the button, like style width.25px, height.25px, or using a class. It just makes it look neat and compact, especially if it's maybe an icon button. Keeps the interface clean.
Right, balancing the function with, good user experience.
It's always important.
Okay, button added. Checkbox is working. Now for the engine room, the part that actually does the update, the PL SQL code.
Exactly, the core automation. This logic goes into a page process in Apex.
And a page process runs when?
Typically, you configure it to run when the page is submitted, like when our Save Changes button is clicked. It runs on the server after the user has made their selections and clicked the button.
Got it. And what does this PL SQL code actually do? How does it know which boxes were checked?
So Apex handles part of this beautifully. When you submit the page, Apex automatically collects the values, our IMPNOs, from only the checkboxes that were actually checked. It puts these into a special built-in array, usually accessible via apexapplication.gs01, gs02, etc., depending on which PIDX you used in apexItem.checkbox. Let's say we use PIDX in View 1.
So GS01 becomes a list of employee numbers for the checked rows.
Precisely. It's an array, or technically a PL SQL collection, holding just the IDs we care about. Then our PL SQL code in the page process just needs to loop through that array.
So like a fitin1.apexapplication.gf01.count loop kind of thing.
Exactly that. And inside the loop, for each EMPNO it finds in that array, apexapplication.gf01i, it performs the DML.
Which in our case is the UP date statement.
Right. A simple UP empset is active and N or whatever value makes sense, maybe Y if you were activating them, where EMPNO apexapplication.gf01i.
So it only updates the specific employee from the current iteration of the loop.
Yes. It iterates through only the selected employees and updates them one by one, but it happens very fast on the server side. That's the beauty of the bulk processing. The user selects many, clicks once, and the server handles the iteration and updates efficiently.
Okay, let's bring it all home. We put it to the test. In the example, we check the box for, say, Kashif.
Okay.
Click the Save button.
The page submits. The array GS01 contains just Kashif's EMPNO.
The PL SQL process runs, loops once.
Executes the UP date for Kashif's EMPNO.
And boom! Kashif's isActive status is updated in the database. Hooray, it's working.
Exactly. Success.
Think about scaling that. Check 10 boxes, 20 boxes, click Save once, all updated. That's a massive time saving compared to editing each record individually.
Huge difference in usability.
So let's recap what this means for you, the listener. We've gone through the whole journey, prepping the database with that crucial isActive column.
Crafting the SQL query using apexItem.checkbox to link the UI to the data.
Setting up the report page in Apex, remembering that vital escape special character setting.
Yep, don't forget that one.
Adding the button, maybe styling it a bit.
And finally, writing that server-side PL SQL process to loop through the selections and perform the actual DML.
And there you have it. From adding that one column, using Apex's clever built-in features like apexItem and a bit of PL SQL, we've essentially built a really powerful, user-friendly system for doing mass data updates right inside Oracle Apex.
We took a common headache updating lots of records and used these Apex tools to create something much smoother.
It really shows how sometimes simple elements, like checkboxes, can unlock pretty complex efficiency gains when you combine them the right way.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the tools you have available. Which actually brings up an interesting thought, maybe something for you, the listener, to mull over. We use the emp table and an isActive flag as our example today, right? Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But this raises a question. Beyond just employees or active and active status, how else could you apply this same concept, this checkbox DML pattern?
Okay. Like what?
Well, think about other areas of your work. Could you use it for, say, approving a whole batch of expense reports? Or maybe deactivating multiple user accounts that haven't logged in for months?
Or assigning a set of tasks to a specific project team. Check the tasks, select the team, click Assign.
Exactly. The core patterns select multiple items via checkbox, trigger an action via button, process the selected items via PL SQL is incredibly versatile. So the provocative thought is, where else in your applications could this checkbox DML approach streamline things and save users a bunch of clicks? What other bulk operations could you simplify this way?